Hey gamers, today we're looking at Atlantis. Let's check it out. Set for the game, what you're going to do is you're going to put the Atlantis tile here, the mainland here, then you're going to shuffle the A tiles, which are these here, put them out first around the row, and you can do it in any order you want. You can have the path trail any way you want, and there are 1 and 2 stacked here, and then you'll put a little ocean tile there, and then that's where you'll start with the B tokens. You'll shuffle and put those out in any weird path you want to the thing. You'll also have a huge stack. I didn't bring them all out, but there's a huge stack of these as well. These are just little ocean tiles as the game. Atlantis is sinking, as you know, so the path to get to the mainland is sinking as well. Each player will start with 3 player pawns that they will put on Atlantis. That's where they'll start here. First player will get 4 cards. Second player will get 5 cards. Third player will get 6 cards. You see where this is going. Each player will also get their own little bridge token as well. To play the game is very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to look at your hand of cards, and these are both they're color coded and they have icons just in case you are colorblind. And so what you would do is you play a card. So for instance, I play this gray card, the helmet. I would look and go to the next spot where I see that card. There it is. There's the gray helmet. So I put my guy there. Now, when I do that, I would take the tile behind it. This was a very good play here because look, I got a number 5 treasure. Woohoo! And I put this in my own little personal stash. Now, if that had been the last tile that I had taken, then I would replace it with a ocean tile, meaning that part of the path is now sunk. Now that's going to suck for a few players going forward, even myself included, because if anyone, even myself, tries to cross this, it's now going to be a charge, and the charge is going to be the lowest of these 2 numbers. So you see we have a 4 here and a 3 here. I would have to pay 3 treasure just to get past that. And if I was to pay this, I wouldn't get any change. So that sucks. So what you can do instead, as a one-time thing, you can put a bridge token there. When you put a bridge token there, then you, and sadly anyone else, can cross that tile for free. And once you place it down, it's out of the game. I mean, it's out of your possession. You can't pick it up and put it somewhere else. It stays there forever. So you need to be careful on where you put your bridge. Anyway, after you moved, you grab your token, and then you discard the card and grab another one and put it in your hand. So that's basically how it goes. Now, one of the rules about this, you cannot end your turn on another player. So let's say the black player chose the same gray card. He moved here. If there was a tile here, he couldn't take it. In fact, he couldn't even stay here because he is on the same tile as someone else. So he would have to look through his cards and play another one from his hand, and he would move to blue in this case, and then take the one behind him, white, like so. So that's basically how it's going to go there. And of course, he'll be drawing back up as well. Now, when someone gets to the end here, and by the way, the mainland has pictures of all the different icons. So you just play, for instance, a crown. Well, or we already have a crown, or something that's not here. A flag, there it is. There's no flags anywhere here. Oh dang, if I was here there'd be no flags. I could just go straight to the mainland. Sometimes you can do that, which is really cool. And that's fine. Once you do that, you would take the tile that's behind here. If it's the last one, you'll just move the mainland up. You won't put a ocean tile there. Same thing for Atlantis. If someone removes the last one there, Atlantis just moves up. There's not a water tile put there to start the game. Now, of course, another thing I should also mention is what if someone took these 2 tiles here? Would we add another, and there'd be a double ocean there? No, you would just keep the one there and just kind of put it in the center in between the 2 gaps there. So you wouldn't have like a double ocean to cross over. It'd still be worth a value of 1, and you of course pay the lowest of the 2 costs. The game ends when a player has placed his 3rd person over in the mainland. Once that happens, everyone, no matter where they're at, they have to bring their people all the way to the mainland and crossing over any sunken areas. So for instance, if that one didn't have a bridge, they'd have to pay a treasure here and a treasure here, and if maybe there were some more, sunken spots. So you don't collect any treasure, but you would have to pay the penalties of any sunken roads that you would have to pass over. And then of course, whoever has the most treasure at the end wins. Now, there are some mini expansions to this game. One of them is the Icarus tiles. Icarus tiles look like this. They have no value on their own, but they do count for two different treasures. As you see here, a green or a brown will force you to stop on this card and collect the one behind it. Another thing is, at the end of your turn, instead of just drawing one card and putting it in your hand, you can actually draw two cards. Just for that one turn, just for picking up this Icarus card. Now, to cash this Icarus card in for one turn only, you could, instead of paying the small price between those, you look at a 6 and a 5, I'm going to have to pay a 5 treasure. I don't want to do that. So for one time only, I can cash this in and use the wings of Icarus and jump over it, is basically what it is. That's something, a way you can cross over the sunken tiles for free. Now, I should also mention the base game. If you want to get more cards in your hand, like first player only has 4, he wants to get more, he may at any time cash in a treasure and get that amount rounded up. So in this case, I would get 3 extra cards if I discard a treasure of 5. And I could put them in my hand and have a bigger hand and hopefully more choices to play with. That's something you do. The last mini expansion is called the boats. Each character is going to have a boat. It's going to come in their little character color. And what you're going to do, if you want to cross over a pass, so let's say here I wanted to cross over, I put my white boat there. Now it stays there for the rest of the game, and any of my white people can cross it. But however, if any other player tries to cross it, they have a choice. They can give up the lowest of these two, which in this case would be 5, or if they wanted to, they could pay me this amount half rounded down. So for instance, they had to pay me, in this case, 2 treasures. And of course, if they tried to pay me 4, they wouldn't get change. But so it's give your opponent treasure or give out a bigger treasure that you may lose. It's a very hard decision there if you want to use their boat. So these are very strategic as well. And those are 2 of the mini expansions that come with Atlantis. Final thoughts, what do I think about the game? Okay, first off, I need to mention that at the end I said the mini expansions were included in the game. They probably aren't. They were included in my version of the game because it came with both mini expansions, but I think the base game does not have those mini expansions. Now, before I get to the mini expansions, what do I think about the base game? This is a lot of fun. In fact, every time we have a game night, I always ask my gaming crew, hey, which game did you enjoy the most? And if this game is getting played, this is the one they say. It's very simple, straightforward, with a lot of strategy and a lot of interesting decisions to make. So they really do enjoy a game like this. And a simple game like this, it's of course going to be loved. Now, the mini expansions, do you need them? First off, Icarus. It's nice. It's nice to get the extra card. It's nice to skip over a river and not have to pay treasure. So it's nice to have it. I don't know if it's necessary, but the boat expansion, ooh, there's a lot of good strategy there. I placed my boat in an area where it had 2 really top marks there, and like a 7 and a 6 or something. So are you going to pay me? You're going to pay 6 treasure of your own, or are you just going to pay me 3? Go ahead and pay me 3. What does it hurt? And people kept paying me 3, and I was killing it. They just didn't realize how much I was making there. They just didn't want to lose 6. They'd rather just lose a 3 treasure than a 6, but they weren't thinking that I'm getting all that cut in it. I love the boat expansion there. I love the Icarus expansion too, because it does make it easier. One guy uses Icarus tile to skip over my boat. So with the mini expansions, it is nice. Are they necessary? Probably not. The base game on its own will be nice. The tiles will be always different, so the gameplay will be different with the cards. There's a lot of variety there in your game. Mayfair, it's not in print anymore, but another great unknown hit. I don't see anyone ever talking about this, and I do not know why, because I think it is a lovely little game that you can get for super cheap. All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on.